I wasn't planning on posting a video today or recording a video at all. I watched my Mavs get a nice win against the Lakers, which we will talk about in a sec. But first, we got to cover the fact that Draymond just slapped the shit out of Yusuf Nurkic. Like, just bitch slapped him for no reason. I mean, I get that he was saying, oh, he was pulling me. Just turn around and just like flopped and flailed and just slapped him right across the face. I'll be the first to admit, I had finals this week. I did not feel like watching this game. I was getting ready for bed. And I mean, like, what was he thinking? This is his third ejection this season already. I'm going to have to assume, because they were talking about how, they were looking at Draymond's whole body of work, that he got that 5-game suspension earlier in the season, that this is going to be at least another 5 games at the very least. I think it should be 10. Obviously, Draymond just doesn't care. He doesn't feel like he needs to be on the basketball court. He gets too caught up in these one-on-one battles that he feels the need to just slap Yusuf Nurkic right in front of the Warriors bench. And it's bad when everyone on the Warriors bench wasn't even, they just looked at him. They just looked at the situation and were like, what, why? Like, why? That was so unnecessary. The Warriors went on to lose that game, for the record. I didn't watch the game again. But I'm going to talk about the larger implications here. I mean, at this point, it's starting to be bad for the NBA because these highlights go super viral. You have Draymond backing Nurkic up, gets into the corner, he's backing him up, and then just turns and slaps him. Just hits him. And Nurkic is down on the ground for a good 30 seconds before he gets up. I don't see a situation in which this can't be at least an 8-game suspension. Like, why wouldn't it be? And most of y'all know the Warriors are already below 500, and they just lost to the Kevin Durant-less Suns. I get Bradley Beal was back. But, man, you got to control your emotions better. Draymond has always been like this, but this is just idiotic. Stupid. He's going to get at least 5 games again. And I'm not even here sitting like, oh yeah, we need to be suspending players. I love seeing players play every game. I hate injuries. Everyone does. And I dislike suspensions. I want people to play. But if they don't learn their lesson, in this case, Draymond hasn't ever learned his lesson. Maybe, crippling the Warriors season will do that. We'll wake him up. We'll wake the franchise up. Maybe trade him. I don't know. Trade him is crazy, but I just don't understand it. It pisses me off, and I'm not even a Warriors fan. It's bad for basketball. At the end of the day, it's bad for basketball. These clips are viral. Many people will see them and think, oh, there's Draymond again. Like, we haven't had great Warriors games between the times in which Draymond has been doing stupid shit. This is his 5th ejection in 2023, according to Bleacher Report. I remember last year I had this huge video, I guess not a huge video, but like a 7-minute long segment about how I think Draymond Green needed to be suspended a game last year whenever he stomped on Sabonis. And this is no different. I don't understand how in this situation you can justify what he did, and then after he hit him, he went, oh, he's pulling my jersey. He's pulling my jersey. Yeah, he's pulling your jersey. Something that happens every play to everyone. Yeah, you need to turn around and slap the shit out of him. Like, that's so stupid. And before y'all say I'm overreacting, which maybe some of you are already in the comments saying that, he has done this before where it's like he tries to make it look like he's not just trying to hit him. He's like flailing or like, oh, I'm just, doing a natural basketball positioning play. No, bro. Just like when he kicked Steven Adams in the nuts, this is no different. Yeah. He was moving his arm to readjust his body. No, he meant to hit him. That was the whole idea. If he didn't mean to hit him, then he wouldn't have hit him. It's that simple. Every single play in basketball, there is aggressive big man play. They're bumping each other. They're fighting for position. And somehow every single play, at least most plays, like 99.9% of them, there's not a double tech and an expulsion from the game. Because it's just called being a human being and understanding that while you might be in the heat of the moment, you don't need to hit someone. It's pretty simple. Don't hit someone. That's all the Warriors ask of Draymond. Hey, you can be aggressive, get into the game, play hard defense, talk shit, yell at the refs, even though you should get texts, but no one texts you up. You can get away with so much more than the average person does in the NBA, but you still just can't hit anyone. Just don't hit anyone. Don't stomp on anyone. Don't kick anyone. Don't hit anyone. And he can't fucking do it, bro. He just can't help himself. I'm going to save my thoughts on the Warriors and their struggles after I watch one of their more recent games, because I'll be honest, I haven't watched a whole lot of Warriors games this year. I just feel like I was waiting for them to kind of go on a winning streak so I can talk positively about them, because I feel like they're still a good team. They still have the pieces to be ready for the playoffs, but those pieces are just not playing the same way that they used to. Anyway, in other news, the Mavs got a very nice second night of a back-to-back win at home against the Lakers. We struggled at times, and the non-Luka minutes were pretty rough, but we looked pretty damn good. Tim Hardaway had 32, Dante Exum had 26, Luka with 33, Grant Williams with 19, went 7 for 9 from the floor, 5 for 7 from 3. I feel like that wasn't talked about a lot. But the real highlight here is, yes, Tim Hardaway finally hitting shots, 10 for 21, 5 for 10 from three-point land. But Dante Exum with 8 for 10 from the floor and 7 for 9 from 3 with 26 points. And every time I see like a clip of like Dante Exum making a 3 or Luka making a nice pass, every Lakers fan of the vicinity of this post is like, every time someone plays the Lakers, they just have to pop off. It's always just a huge victim mentality. Dante Exum has been a great piece for the Mavericks that has increased the amount of minutes he plays every single night. He has fought hard. He's picked up people 94 feet. And despite struggling to shoot the three ball at the beginning of the season, he shot the three ball well these last few games, especially against the Grizzlies and tonight against the Lakers. Obviously, shooting 7 for 9 is incredible. Grant Williams was great tonight after coming off of injury, and so was Tim Hardaway Jr. I said that, yeah, it was less important than Tim Hardaway shot well tonight, but I feel like he's making a genuine case for Sixth Man of the Year. And since we're talking about this game already, the refereeing tonight, both sides, I saw people saying, Mavs versus refs or Lakers versus refs. If both sides are saying that, the refereeing was just poor tonight. That tech on Tim Hardaway Jr. when he dunked it and 80 was behind him, so he held the rim for a little bit and got called for a tech, even though that's not a technical. If there's someone below him, he has to hold on to the rim, because if there's someone below him and they give him a little bit of a push, this is how physics works. Your legs go out from under you and you're going to land on your neck. It happened to Maxi Kleber against the Suns, like in the playoffs a while back. And it's a dangerous position to be in. Up on the rim with someone below you is just not a good situation to be in. So obviously you want to pull yourself up, or at least hold yourself up on there to, allow yourself to come back down smoothly without running in or falling on someone else. And the fact that you get a technical for that doesn't even make any sense. There was also the out of bounds play where Cam Reddish drove to the lane and couldn't get it up to the basket, so it went off the bottom of the backboard and went out of bounds. It was so obviously the Mavericks ball, and it was Lakers ball, which led to, I think, a 4-point swing. And not only that, but to start the game in the first quarter, when Tim Hardaway Jr. took a nice charge in the lane, they said he was in the restricted zone, which he wasn't. He wasn't even really that close. He had like a full foot between his foot and the restricted zone half circle. Like, it really wasn't that close. And they had originally got it right, and then the half-court ref overturned the call on the baseline, which doesn't even make any sense. The baseline ref has a better view of it. How does he overturn that call? Why do we have to challenge that? And look, I'm a biased Mavericks fan. It's obvious. I love the Mavericks. But if you're a Lakers fan, I want you to go in the comments and I want you to tell me calls that they missed in this game that should have been fouls or out of bounds to you, because I feel like there was like 10 to 15 plays that they just got wrong throughout the course of the game. And I'm usually not one to advocate for Luka bitching, because he does it way too much and LeBron complains way too much. I think as a ref, getting the Mavs versus the Lakers on national television and you're refereeing that game, that's probably one of the hardest games to referee in basketball, because both of those players are just going to be in your ear the whole game. But damn, I hope that Tim Hardaway Jr. tech gets rescinded, because that was ridiculous and could have affected the outcome of the game. We only ended up winning by 2. In other games today, the Nuggets versus the Bulls, Jokic gets tossed out of the game for yelling at a ref. Draymond Green, again, the man we just talked about, yells at the refs so badly every single game and nothing happens. But Jokic says like 3 things as he's running down the floor and he's out of here. Not even a chance. He's just out of the game. And they were showing the boos from the Chicago crowd. They were booing the refs for an expulsion of a star player on the other team. A star player on the other team. I don't think I've ever seen that. The opposing team was so fed up with the refs that they were booing them because they gave them an advantage in the game. Apparently there's a large Serbian population in Chicago, and they were there to see Jokic, so obviously the crowd there wasn't fully Bulls fans. I wouldn't blame you, Bulls fans. I don't want to go to a game if I'm a Bulls fan right now. Anyway, I don't understand it. The typical Instagram comment, Twitter argument is, we don't come to see the refs, we come to see the players. And I think it's actually that simple sometimes. In these sort of situations, I can't tell if it's ego, I can't tell if it's a lack of rule structure, I can't tell if it's too many judgment calls and too much for them to juggle, but the refs have been getting it wrong more and more often as we get into this season, and it's beginning to affect basketball games. And again, I don't hate referees. Like, why would I? They belong in the game, obviously. We see how terrible VAR is for the English Premier League. But man, like, it gets to be downright atrocious sometimes. And again, I'm just a fan. I'm not a ref. I don't understand. I ref like a little league game once. I wasn't even an official ref, and I hated every moment of it. So being a ref is not an easy job by any means. But getting so many of these wrong so often just feels wrong. Like, you are supposed to be the best of the best when it comes to basketball referees, and I feel like a lot of the times college refs wash NBA refs. Anyway, that's my nightly recap. Happy that the Mavs won. Draymond's an idiot, and the refs need to get their shit together. Y'all take care. Have a good one.
Look, I have a feeling he's going to get this one. I just have a feeling he's going to get
strike
this
3 and I'm out.
Number 3 is Dante.
Yeah, you got that. You get that.
Dante.
Hell no.
He's in Texas.
Oh, come on.
Oh, there's 3 teams in Texas, man.
He said Houston, but it's the Dallas Mavericks.